Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Unarmored Talk podcast. I am your host and still your host, Mario P. Fields. And we have an amazing guest today, all the way from Canada. But before we get to our amazing guest, I just want to say again, you guys are going to have to get mad at me. I'm going to keep saying it every 2 weeks, every episode until I'm done. Thank you. Thank you so much for your support. The entire YouTube channel just went over 850,000 views. The Unarmored Talk playlist is rapidly approaching 80,000 views for the episodes. But here's the most important thing. It's the impact. Each episode is unique. It stands on its own merit, and the impact on at least one person has been amazing since 2020. So thank you guys so much for your support. Truly appreciate it. But again, I'm done talking. Enough about Mario P. Fields. Enough about hearing my voice. Let's get to the guest who is willing to remove his armor to help other people from Canada. We have Steve Bottrill. He is an author. He is an inspirational speaker, a positive life influencer, and more. Round of applause. Steve, welcome to Unarmored Talk podcast.
Thanks for having me, Mario. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. And I know you guys are just on the edge of an ice/snowstorm. So,
yeah. What else is new?
What else is new, my friend? And so thank you. We'll make sure we wrap this interview up before something happens. Hopefully not. But can you tell the listeners, the viewers, a little bit about yourself, my friend?
Sure. So currently I work at the Chatham Health Alliance, which is basically the hospital here in Chatham. Like you said, I'm an author, a motivational speaker. I go around to a lot of schools, a lot of different groups, and just tell my story about being hit by a car, being pronounced almost dead, and then the never quit attitude that I have and how I came back, and now I feel I'm 100% and more, and I just try to instill that influence on everyone, especially young kids who find it so easy to give up or quit, and it's all about never quit.
Wow. And what's the name of your book for the listeners and viewers, Steve?
The name of my book is Overcoming Impossible Odds, the Steve Bottrill story.
You guys got it. Yeah. Overcoming the Impossible Odds.
Yeah.
Make sure we go out and buy it. Make sure you guys go out and buy it. If again, I can't make you do anything, but I will be watching. So let's jump right into the topic.
Sure.
You mentioned you work in the hospital. You're in the healthcare industry.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you were young when this accident happened.
Yeah. Let me just go over a quick synopsis of what happened. So I was 22. I was going to university up in Ottawa, which is about, on a clear day, probably about an 8-hour drive from here. I was coming home. I would come home every so often just to visit my fiance. We were to be married in a few months. It's putting the final touches on a wedding. And I was a passenger in a car. There happened to be a major snowstorm that hit us. The snowplows were on strike at the time. This was back in '96. That's when snowplows were allowed to go on strike. What happened was, so I was asleep in the passenger side. We just come off the highway. We're still going at a high speed. We went over some tracks. We spun out. Car coming the other way, T-boned our car directly where I was sitting, crushed my car from full size to about half the size. They wondered what happened to me and where I went. I was, they thought I was dead. They gave me the defibrillator a few times, try and revive me. They rushed me to the hospital. There's not much Chatham could do, so I was rushed off to a bigger hospital. Again, there's a bunch of strikes going on, but that's besides the point. they thought, well, there's nothing we can do for this guy. We're just going to try and make him comfortable. But, I just kept surviving. My parents never was told, he's not going to survive. Would you like to donate his organs?
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
And so Steve, so here you are,
Yeah.
and they're going, let's make him comfortable.
Yeah.
There's no hope for this 20,
Right.
this young man, this 22-year-old.
Yeah.
So we're going to make him comfortable,
Yeah.
and so he can get ready to go ahead and die.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the funny thing is when it originally happened, I could hear all this, which is,
Oh man.
yeah. So that kind of goes into the story. If you read the book, I get more in depth with everything, obviously. Somehow I survived. He's never going to walk again. He'll never talk again. He'll never be the same person. He won't remember you. Everything. They tell my parents everything. But somehow I survived. That's all right. He'll never walk again. He'll be on machines his entire life. But you know what? Something inside me just didn't want to quit, didn't want to die. And it wasn't my time. I just had an internal motivation to prove these people wrong, prove to them that I'm going to be 100% again, because that's all I heard. Well, he'll never be 100%. He won't be the same. But you know what? I'm better now than I was before. I'm a better person, and the book goes into more details on everything. But, I learned to walk again. I learned to talk again. I learned to read again, write again. It took years, but you know what? I did it. I went back to school, university, which is like really difficult as it is for a normal person. I had to learn to read and write again. And I had to learn, again, do it all over again. So I used different strategies. I took a tape recorder to school to record everything. I took basically one course at a time at my university. But you know what? I did it. It doesn't matter how I did it. I did it. And now I go around just trying to inspire kids and tell them my story, and that it's never over and you can always succeed.
Wow. Wow. And what's interesting is how you say you can hear them. Here you are in this kind of unexpected, medical state.
Yeah.
And instead of hearing people go, we have hope.
Yeah.
We're going to try different medical procedures to help this young man. You're hearing, y'all want to donate his organs or?
Yeah. It was really bizarre, but, something came over me that just gave me the life again in the drive, to overcome everything and to prove these people that I can do it. I can be better than 100%. Every morning out here, Steve, 1 in a million make it back to being 100%. 1 in a million. And every morning, every morning, going by the nurse's station at the hospital. And when I learned to talk, I say, I'm the one. I'm the one.
Wow.
So I'm the one that does it. And the last day at that hospital, after like 4 months staying at the hospital, they said, "So you're the one?" I said, "Yep," with a smile.
Steve said, I love that, man. Steve's like, okay, I can't talk right now. Y'all said 1 in a million. Well, I'm your one. And watch when I can open my mouth and put some raw material called words together and let you guys know, hey, put me in the charts.
That's right. Yeah,
man. And what a choice. Even like you said, you had to choose to learn how to learn.
Yeah, that's it. And I was just, I didn't like seeing myself in the state I was. And I was determined to get back to being better than 100% and proving them wrong and run the races and play soccer again. And, just get back to doing it. When I was younger, I used to play a lot of soccer at like a high level, and, I would score goals and get played a lot, basically the start of the team. But then, obviously when you're going back to soccer after a 10-year absence, you forget how to play. You forget
Right.
everything. And
Yeah.
so the first little while, they would give me like maybe 5 or 10 minutes a game. And of course I wasn't satisfied with that. And then over time I built myself up and trained and did it all again. By my last year, which was probably a couple years ago, I scored a hat trick. And I said, I'm back, baby. Yeah.
Hey, Steve,
You know,
would you say, you better Google me, put me in a search engine, Steve,
that's right.
I'm back.
That's right. Yeah. If you Google my name, actually, that's right. If you Google my name, Steve Bottrill, then you'll see all the stuff I do.
Oh
And
my
yeah,
man, what so hey, during this journey,
yeah,
did you have anyone like a family member or a
yeah,
friend that was close to you that were
yeah.
like, hey, Steve, look, just give it up. Just
Well, basically, I would hear it, every day from the nurses or the doctors, you know, if you don't get back to being 100%, no one ever does, and I couldn't figure out why they kept saying that to me. And, either they were saying it to give myself the motivation, or they were saying it to me so I didn't go into depression if I didn't hit that target, right? And I don't know what it is, but it's probably the second one, that they didn't want me to go into depression if I didn't hit it. But you know what? That determination, that drive will never die in me. And to this day, I still work out. I still try and succeed and make myself better at whatever I do. Still
Steve,
want to be the best.
Steve, I ain't lying, man. Although you're in Canada and I'm in North Carolina, you've just inspired the heck out of me. I'm not even joking. I mean, and
Thank
like
you.
you said, it's a choice, and the
It's
choices, the choices you have made after that traumatic event, it's just phenomenal. Looking back, because I believe right now you're 28, but 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 looking back
yeah,
on the years after that,
yeah.
if you had to pick one thing that you changed about yourself, what would that one thing be?
Um, the one thing I've changed, uh, probably now I have more empathy toward people who have disabilities. You know, um, I've lived through it. And for the most part, except for my eye, which is kind of still messed up. It's a nerve damage back there, not
Right.
muscle. They can't really do much, but so now I feel I have more empathy toward others who are not, healthy. And, I understand that health now is so important.
Yeah.
Before I used to be all about the money, you know, you make $1 million, but now to me, it's all about health. If you have your health, well, you can do anything. You can succeed at anything. And, you know, I've become more driven in my persistence and perseverance. Uh, I've just upped the ante, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
you
And
know.
I can see it. I mean, I can see it. And I believe that the children and the professionals and all the people that get a taste right, they get Steve Bottrill on the stage. I believe that what you just said is really resonating in them. You know, if you could leave our listeners and viewers
Yeah,
a tip,
yeah.
what would you like to leave them?
Well, again, it's all about never quit and always, even if people are telling you you can't succeed, you prove them wrong. If you want something bad enough, you can prove them wrong. If you have a dream and a dream, a drive, and a passion, you can accomplish anything. Just remember, just because somebody else is telling you what you can't do, you know yourself what's in you and that you are able to succeed.
Yeah, thank you so much. And Steve, you guys heard it from Steve. You know, no matter what you hear, no matter what people say, if you have that passion and you recognize it, make those choices, go for it, and build yourself right. Be intentional in who you surround yourself around with to support you. How can people find you? How can people find you in the virtual space?
you can Google my name. If you Google Steve Bottrill, you're gonna see a bunch of things that I do. You can I'll give you my email if you want to contact me directly. I always like talking to people directly. It's scbottrill@gmail.com. You know, if you want to send me a little, you know, line or two, you know, we can talk, and I can help you out with anything I can, and give you my advice and how I've been able to overcome, and maybe that'll help you.
Yeah, thanks. And I'll make sure those are in the show notes as well, in the audio and video. My friend Steve, I know I don't want to take too much more of your time so you can prepare for this incoming storm, but I just want to say, for from Team Unarmored Talk, and that's myself and Nicole, my wife, thank you again for removing your armor to help other people, including me. And I truly, truly appreciate you.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks, or you can hear me on audio in a couple of weeks. But until then, be safe. God bless you guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye, Steve.